Okay. How would I start this video? I didn't even think about it.
Hello.
This is our second YouTube video
Together.
Well,
Yay.
because the other ones are just me drawing.
Yeah, I haven't uploaded. I don't know how to use computers, so I need her.
So today we just did the live stream on Instagram, and we kind of promised that we were gonna make a new video. So here's our new video, and we noticed that like a lot of people in the chat were asking, "How do you art?"
Yep.
You're supposed to follow through.
Yeah. So a lot of people are asking. It's kind of a very general question, and everyone has different techniques and ways of going about that and learning their own style. And so we just have some of our own tips from our own experiences.
Well, this isn't really tips.
Not tips.
I don't know about her, but I got kind of fed up with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you can't just ask, "How do you art?" Like, you art by drawing. Like, or how do you get better at art? You get better at art by like drawing. You know.
Practicing.
So I guess we're gonna talk about, because some people said, "How long have you been drawing? How did you start drawing? Why are you drawing?" So we're gonna, I guess, answer some of those questions in a YouTube video. So first question, how did we art? When did we start? You want to start?
Okay, I started, I didn't really get serious at drawing until I was 18, but I have been drawing basically my whole life, and I was always kind of known as that arty kid in school. But I guess I started by copying stuff, like copying different Disney characters from Disney movies I liked and drawing fan art and things like that. And then, of course, I did take art all throughout high school and elementary school, but nothing really serious. And, of course, like, making artistic friends always helps. And then it wasn't until I was like
Me.
Yeah,
Pretty much just the two of us were like,
and it wasn't until I was kind of 18, like after high school, that I really started drawing every day and seriously practicing my art. What about you?
well, as for me, I've been drawing. I've been doing art since for as long as I can remember. My mom put me in art classes, and everyone just encouraged me a lot, so I just kept drawing. I started with like drawing anime because I really liked anime. I did Naruto fan arts, and like a lot of people love fan art, so you get a lot of attention from fan arts, right? So then you get more encouragement. But then I decided like anime wasn't enough, so I started drawing realism, and I kept drawing realism. That's really it. That's like my story. I just kept drawing like in my free time so that I got more compliments. Honestly, like
Really, you do it for the compliment. Like it, I mean, people say, "Oh, I draw for myself," and it is mostly, but it is always nice hearing encouragement, and it can be disheartening when you do hear criticism or people thinking you're bad or whatever. But you just gotta keep going.
But you gotta take that as like encouragement. You can just don't stop, right?
Yeah.
Like if you stop, then you don't get better. So it kind of beats the point, right?
Yeah.
Um.
Should we talk about how we met? I guess, like artistic
Well,
wise.
Well, we both went to art classes.
Yeah, we were both in
Well,
art
but
class
actually,
together.
we met in grade 3.
No, it was grade. I can remember it all.
Oh yeah, because I was in grade
4.
3 in Toronto.
I was with. Should I name who it was? I was with a girl. That we're friends with. Well, we weren't friends with at the time.
Yeah.
And
she remembers this, and I don't.
She was wearing her blue bubblegum T-shirt, and her mom was there too. And she's like, "Hey, she's like starting school," and I'm like, oh, "Okay." Like, I was
looking
like,
me
I'll
up and down.
inspect. And I just started the same school year before, and then the teacher asked me to give like her the tour and be her buddy, and then I realized she was good at art, and I'm like, "Bitch, that's always been my place," you know.
Yeah,
I was very.
I took her spot.
So
as the best artist,
keeping
in class.
my enemies closer, kind of thing. But then I was like, you know what? She's okay, so I'll keep her around. And then. Yeah.
Behind and back, she's like, I hate her.
Damn it. Right.
Some of the story, like when you remember, us coloring.
Oh yeah, like it was like the first couple of days.
I don't remember this,
arrived
by the
at
way.
school, and we're like coloring these flowers, and I was just like sitting there like, bitch, look at me with my fucking coloring pencils and stuff. And then she was like coloring hers.
I don't remember this.
And everyone was like swarming around, and she's like, oh my god, look at her coloring, Elena, you're so good. And I was like, girl. I was like, how did you color? And you're like, oh, I do the outside first and then the center, and I still color like that.
You know, I didn't remember this. I just kind of like, when she went up to me, she's like, how do you do that? I don't know, probably with a lot of spite.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, it's another person
was
asking me how to draw. So I was like, you know, you color this way. I start from the outside, apparently, and then you color inside.
Yeah, I wasn't having it. So that's how that happened.
Yeah, that's how... Yeah, our friendship grew from a rivalry that I didn't know
You
about
didn't
until
know you
like
were even competing
until like
in.
after high school.
Yeah. Even through high school, I was like,
I was like, oh, Louise is my like the best friend ever. You
And
know?
I'm just like-
she's supporting me with my art all the time.
and I'm like, that's really good, Elena. Your thing after
You
school,
know, it's
are
a
you?
good thing we never fought.
Yeah. But anyway, continue.
But why did we keep going?
So it's such a depressing question.
Why did we keep doing art? I mean, life's pretty boring.
Yeah. Drawing.
And it's like people kind of gave us an identity ever since like when people see you draw and then they encourage you, it's they assign a label on you and say you're the artist of the class or you're the artist of the family. So you just kind of keep up
you
with
have
that.
to live up to it.
You live up to that identity.
And it's like frustrating if you have like your own characters or like own worlds in your mind and you can't like accuratally capture it. Like for me, the
that's
only two
frustrating.
ways I could do that were writing and drawing. And writing I was crap at. So I was like, okay, drawing I'm okay at. I should work on that
Well,
one.
for me, it's like I wanted to keep learning how to draw better so that I could actually accurately draw the people in my mind. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
like,
my motivation.
Make
Did the
what's
light
in your
blink?
mind. Yeah, it did.
Wow.
It blinked
Maybe it's the
earlier
rain.
too. I
Maybe it's the
noticed.
rain.
Yeah, thunderstorm.
Yeah, it helped that we got involved in art club in high school.
Yeah.
We moved to the same high school.
Yeah.
We were pretty much the only two serious artists. Like, we were the only two people in the art club.
Yeah.
We did, like, theater sets.
Yeah, basically any kind of art project the school needed. Like,
It
we
was-
were the people, like, any
Yeah.
murals that needed done, they're like, oh yeah, those two.
For, like, this entire 4 years, like, we
Yeah.
were the only two people that the art teachers actually, like, acknowledged or
Yeah.
anything.
And
Yeah, and
we
then,
were just the go-to.
and in grade 12, the art teacher, like, these two people are, like, the soul sisters because they're always together doing art together.
It's like, yeah, we're always doing the dirty jobs that
Yeah.
you guys don't want to do.
You see Elena, you see Louise next to her. You know?
Yeah, so we got the art awards. Yay. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
So that was no one was no it was no surprise.
We're
honestly.
the only two
Well,
in
it's funny
art.
because like my sister was the art person. My sister and her friend were the art people the previous years.
We were just like stepping.
We were
into
the
their
next
places.
generation of the art pair.
Inheriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another question was career. Like, what do you guys want to go into? Like, is this something that you want to pursue? Because we're only 19, actually. Believe it or not.
We look like we're 12.
So many people were asking, like, how old are you guys?
Yeah. Mentally, I'm a 12-year-old, but,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So people were asking about, like, what we were doing at college and university and our plans for the future. And personally, I don't really have any plans. Well, I do. I applied to Sheridan Animation this year. I didn't get in, but I'm going to apply again next year and we'll see what happens. But right now, I'm just continuing at university where I am just now and working on art, maybe psychology and history.
How do you apply to Sheridan? Like, what's involved?
Basically, there's a portfolio. Like, it depends what program. Mostly people apply to more than one program. There's art fundamentals and animation and illustration, video game design. I applied only to animation because that's the only one I was really interested in. And they have a very specific criteria of what the portfolio, they have like a rubric and you have to go to Sheridan on a specific day at a specific time and drop it off. We paid like $200 to stay at a hotel.
Wow,
And
seriously.
yeah, and it was like $50 to like do the portfolio registration,
Yeah.
and it was like all these costs.
Well, Sheridan's like pretty like
Yeah.
well known. Like it's a pretty competitive college.
Yeah, so I didn't expect to get in, and I was like, you know what, I'm okay.
The guy who produced Big Hero 6 and Frozen like came from Sheridan, so I think
Waterloo
yeah.
guy.
Waterloo.
Waterloo.
Uh,
What is it? Spirit.
That's such a
Waterloo?
dreadful city.
Oh right. Oh god, most depressing place on earth.
For me, I wanted to be a video game artist because I was like such a video game addict like throughout my elementary and high school life.
Where's Elena? She's just on the computer.
Like I was in the basement in my den playing video games, and I was like, I want to be a video game artist because that's like the natural progression, right? You're an artist and you play video games. You want to be a video game artist.
Yeah.
But like the way I was brought up, I don't think it was gonna take me anywhere as an artist. So I went into engineering, and
Obviously, natural choice.
I I'm a pretty average person when it comes to like math and stuff. Like I don't really extremely enjoy it, so it was pretty depressing not being able to draw for entire months just because like I had to focus on grades. But like my goal in the future is like I don't really know what it is gonna be, but it's gonna be something about like designing spaceships.
Spaceships.
Because I'm really into space right now. Like if someone asks what kind of spaceships, the ones that go to Mars. Well, maybe I might be too young for that.
Mars One.
Because Mars is like so soon, right?
But you're still like, no, but like by the time they start establishing stuff, you know.
Yeah, I guess I can.
I think
But,
you're
like-
like the right age.
Yeah, we're in the right generation for
Yeah.
space exploration.
Yeah.
Because we're like the pioneers, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But yeah, that's mine. That's my future goals.
Yay, smart people stuff. That's all I.
I'm not smart. I'm
Smart
barely
people stuff.
passing. But yeah, going back to how do you art?
Just keep practicing. I know like everyone hates hearing that, but you really do have to put effort in if
Yeah,
you want
I know. Just
and time. You can't just expect to be good.
honestly, all it takes is just more sketching. You don't
Yeah.
even realize that you're getting better until you're like, whoa.
It's a gradual process.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't happen overnight, and you know, doing studies and pushing yourself to draw things you don't really want to draw.
Mhm.
You can't
Like-
just jump straight to cartoons or anime.
like in high school, you're really restricted as to you want to draw. Like the teacher says you have to draw this. You can't draw what you just want. Like you can't just take that bitterly because you should be able to draw things that you don't want to draw,
Mhm.
or else you're just really limiting your abilities.
Yeah. And you can't, like, as much as it's artists do draw for themselves, if you're planning on making a living out of it, you do have to draw for other people. Like, you know, you're not just drawing
Yeah,
what you want.
commissioning
Yeah, commissions, exactly.
sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, because
Do you do
you're drawing.
commissions?
Well, I've done it.
You've done that.
I've done it.
You've
Like
done
it's like a lot of times, like you're when you're starting off, you don't really get to choose what you want to do, like who's drawing.
Yeah, there's a
do.
customer and a client.
Yeah, like you don't have a lot of customers, so you just kind of get whatever you get.
Mhm.
But then I guess when you're more famous, you can decide like
You
what
can
you want to draw.
Pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't just draw what you like, anime and cartoons, because you really should just start from the basics, learn realism. That's so important. Learning realism. Don't just be like, oh, I don't want to do realism because it's boring. It's not boring.
No.
There's so many things in realism that you don't even realize, because like when you start drawing realism, you don't know that there's a shadow under the nose.
Yeah, for me, like, I start every time I do like a portrait study of realism. That's like when I decide, okay, I want to level up my art
Yeah,
game.
like
Because
every time you
when
do
you
a
go
realism,
back to drawing cartoons right after, you're like, oh my
I
gosh,
just
it's
got
so
better.
much better.
Yeah, I know.
Like after just doing
Yeah.
one study, you like
For me, it's like a refreshing thing. Like you got
Yeah.
way too immersed in your cartoonish
Yeah.
stylisticness that you're forgetting like that there's this tiny detail that a real face has that you should probably put
Yeah.
into your stylistic. Like
yeah,
like the corners of mouths have highlights.
yeah,
Yeah, like
that's what I noticed
the inner
recently.
corners of
Mhm.
eyes have highlights. And
around
this-
the nose kind of
Yeah.
area here. Yeah, so like if you're ever in an artistic like rut or hole,
always go back to realism.
yeah, just like do a portrait study and that'll help you out.
Yeah, like stay in the basics. Like
Yeah.
even if you're doing cartoons, you have to remember like real proportions. Even if your eyes are a little bigger, it has to kind of still look right,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And always accept criticism. Don't run
Yeah.
away from better artists. Like don't be like, oh, but like I'm not the best person. And
That's
I'm not the best artist, so why should I keep going?
That's the most difficult one, I think, for like most people is like there's so many times I've stopped drawing, like what's the point, because there's always going to be someone better than me. But again, it's so objective. There's never a person that's best. There's always like there might be someone technically better, but it's all about feeling that people get from your art and you know how you see the world. It's not just about accurately portraying it. It is about emotions. So.
Like classically, like there's Leonardo da Vinci that like actually took measurements of people's bodies. Who was it that actually like autopsied dead
yeah,
bodies?
wasn't that
to,
like was that Da Vinci?
I have no idea. I can't remember my art history.
Yeah, I know.
But
Going back to grade
like
12.
it's drawing isn't really skill per se. It's how you perceive the world, and like it's kind of like the unique way of thinking, or like how you imagine the world is what people are interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be that really amazing, technically amazing person, but like more people are interested in the one with the more creative creations.
Yeah, their characters and the worlds they make, and
Yeah, for example, Picasso can actually draw like Oh, not Picasso can actually draw.
He's
Like Picasso
progress.
is like really amazing because his art is like so unique.
But-
And he always goes back to the
Yeah,
basics.
but
Where am I
if-
getting with
yeah,
this?
if you just Google Picasso realism, you'll just see that he has a basic grasp of like realism. Whereas like if you see what he's typically known for is just a bunch of abstract shapes, but he does know the basics. He didn't just jump to abstract shapes. He knew how to draw realism first, and then he progressed onto his own style.
Yeah, that was
so-
going back to realism. I have it as a note at the end. I was like, why am I going back to this
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, I went back. Yeah.
But
So yeah, just know the basics and
mhm.
from
Wait,
there.
I'm gonna show my old drawings.
Okay, go.
Yeah,
for it.
because like
I
no
don't
one-
have
no
I
one
don't
got-
have my old ones with me.
no one got better
I should do a sketchbook
like
tour at some point.
immediately. How old was I here? I put in. Oh yeah, always put in your age and date on these things because you're gonna
Yeah,
go back
you
and be
regret
like,
it later.
damn. Okay, I was 11. How many years ago? 8 years ago.
8, yeah.
I started with anime. Clearly, like I just copied pictures to the best of my ability.
And even like as much as there's a difference between plagiarism and copying, like it's all right to copy and to learn and to take, aspects of people's styles, but to start like claiming it as your own is like a different story.
We can just cut parts of it.
Yeah.
There's. So embarrassing. All this crap I used to. This
Better
isn't
than
mine.
me. That was probably mine. That's
Started
still
with
way
anime.
better
I don't
though,
know.
than most people your age.
And that's because I like never stopped drawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are like, "Oh, I'm so jealous that you can draw. Teach me how to draw better." I'm like, "Well, first of all, get started."
Let's be real. The real reason we started drawing was because we wanted to be able to draw hot guys.
Yes.
I remember we
Yes.
said that once.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, not like when we're 5. I mean like when we're older.
Yeah, when we're older.
Like in high school,
For me-
all
for
we
me, the
did was
reason-
draw hot
when I
guys.
was 5, the reason why I wanted to draw was because I wanted to put my own character into the anime that I was watching.
Mm-hmm. That was like same with me with Disney. I was like, oh, or like I wanted to make my own. Like if there was the ending I wasn't happy with in the Disney movie, I'd be like, no, I want this ending, and so I'd like draw a whole different ending.
For me, something that I still do is that I put my own character in One Piece. I'm like the 10th.
I remember you telling me about
I'm the
that.
10th member in the One Piece crew, so like when I watch the show, I pretend that my own character is there as well, like influencing the plot. But yeah, that's
Childhood.
I don't know. I've never actually drawn her. It's just
You've never drawn her? That's the next challenge.
it just drives your imagination,
Yeah.
I guess.
Something more to progress.
But a lot of my OCs, I haven't actually drawn them because I don't feel like I'm
Oh,
skilled.
same.
Like I'm not skilled, and I don't want to butcher my imagination.
No, like there's so many, like even on my tablet or in my computer, I have saved like drawings of them, but I'm never happy with them. They never get finished, and it's
yeah.
like, oh.
Anyway, that's pretty much our history and why we are and how do you are and like what we think about people asking us this all the time.
Hopefully this helps or is informative in some way.
Yeah,
It's just our
maybe you can
experience.
relate. You can probably relate.
Yeah.
A lot of people think this way. But yeah. Use this as reference if you're gonna ever ask us again on our Instagram.
We'll just refer you to this video.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.